Hey boys and girls, this is Mr. McAllister talking about sculpture. A sculpture is any work of art that is three-dimensional. That means that you can see it from all around, over and under. And often what we do in art class is we make assemblages. That is to assemble 2 or 3 pieces of something that we find in the sculpture center. We can find cardboard tubes and bits of cardboard, maybe some wire, paper, string. There's so many available materials at the Sculpture Center that you may want to try and explore and build something that looks cool and interesting. So what we need to talk about is making good attachments for our assemblages. So how to take any piece of cardboard and make it stick to your base. If you just put glue around this edge here, this circle, there's not a very good surface for your glue to stick and make a solid attachment. So what we need to do is give this cylinder some feet. The way we do that is with a flange. And a flange is just where we make this circle spread out and get some feet underneath it so that it can stand. So what I do first is I cut little slits into the cardboard, maybe 1/2 inch long, and I'm going to bend these little tabs away from the middle of the circle, and that will give us feet. So we're going to bend them away, and soon our cylinder has a place to stand, has some feet to stand on, just like we have feet that stick out from our bodies so that we can balance. This sculpture will have more balance if it has feet. Not only that, but this is a nice flat surface where we could apply our glue and we could hold it to a base, and that attachment would be solid and it would last. We want our sculptures to be strong so that they don't fall apart as you take them home and play with them at home. We want the attachments solid. So that's a flange. Again, if we just put some glue along that edge and stuck it down, that flange would hold. If we wanted to stick another piece of paper on top, we would need to create another flange at the top so that our top piece would also hold well. These little edges are not good for holding glue, so I encourage you to practice your attachments by using flange. Another great sculpture project is trying to get 2 boards or 2 pieces of cardboard to stand up. For example, if I had these 2 things and I wanted to make a little wall on a building for my project, if I just put glue along that edge and stuck it there, it would not hold. So what we could do, if this is the upright piece, we could give it a foot. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll take my scissors, and they're closed now. I'm just going to draw a line that sort of dents the paper or dents the cardboard, and that's going to give it kind of tell the cardboard where to bend. Now if I've got that bent piece there, I can put some glue along this edge. Now it's got a foot to stand on, so I can assemble and have a strong attachment by putting glue along that edge there. I'm going to hold it there for a 10 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And just like that, should hold pretty well. It's not going to fall apart. And of course the glue hasn't even dried yet, but it's given me a chance to make my attachment strong. Now this corrugated cardboard is very thick and very strong. You see those zigzag lines there? That is the corrugated cardboard, which is different from your cardboard cereal box kind of cardboard. This thinner stuff is strong for making a sculpture, and it's easier to cut with your scissors than this corrugated cardboard. So I would like for you to explore building with this thinner cardboard. And one such sculpture project is like this one. We're going to try and make one of those right now. So I've got my two sides of my cardboard piece here. Came from an old cookie box. And I'm going to tape this edge, and I'm going to flip it over and tape the other side of that seam as well. Where the two boards come together, I'm making a seam using the masking tape. And then I can bend it nicely along the tape. Maybe I want the brown on the outside of my sculpture so nobody has to read the words of this box and be distracted. So I'm going to bend it up like that. And if we're looking at the example, you can see this triangle. That is a right triangle. That means it is 90 degrees in that corner. 90 degrees is a math or geometry word, but it's very important in sculpture. So I've got some cardboard here. I can make a 90-degree triangle out of this thick corrugated cardboard. And I do think you need the corrugated cardboard for your triangle. I think that that's pretty close to 90 degrees. So I'm going to cut my triangle off. The corrugated cardboard is good for making your reinforcement triangle because it's got a little more surface to hit with glue. So I'm going to hit that edge with glue right now. And the glue will get on our fingers. But I'll smooth that glue along that edge as much as I can. And now I'm going to put this corner right here to reinforce my 90-degree wall on my cardboard sculpture. And again, you're going to count to about 10 and let that hold for a few moments before we mess with our sculpture further. If you don't give your glue a chance to dry, obviously your sculpture is going to fall apart as you work on some other piece to it. This joint may come undone because the glue hasn't dried. So that's probably long enough. It does take a little more effort to get your glue to hold on something smooth and shiny.